Good evening. Welcome to another edition of African Americans Ain't Africans, the Think Show that proves without a shadow of a doubt that the so called African American didn't find their way to America in the trunk of a ship. I'm your host, the Indigenous One. Get a phone call this morning from a young lady. She asked me, did I know about the lunar eclipse and a couple of other things that are that happening in the heavens? That just mean things above our head, things that are telling us what's about to happen. She was telling me about a comet. No, I'm sorry, not a comet. That we're having a lunar eclipse. It won't be seen in America, but it's happening. And you can go to other countries and look at their webcams that other municipalities have over their cities and see what's going on in their city. You can take, you can go online now and you want to go to the North Pole, you could do that. Maybe not the North Pole, but some of the countries real close to it. You can go look at the cameras in Paris. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys all know about this. And what she told me, she said, there will be events that we should really pay attention to so we can understand what's going on. Because if you look at the state, and I just talk, it's the whole world, but I mainly talk about the people, the loved ones, family, friend, people who I'm associated with. I basically talk to them first because we're all connected, and we used to live like that, but we don't know more. I'm gonna show you why. Because one of the villains that made it happen for indigenous people is a cat that passed away today. Now, the people who I associate with, when when you're communicating with them, they're happy. They're taking a sigh of relief. And things would change if all of us were like that. Just on the side of truth and righteousness. Because we know if we do the right things will be happening to us. When we do the wrong things happen to us, like calling yourself black. So Jesse Jackson dies, but I also noticed there's a huge contingent of black/African American who were really, it's like praying and hands up, and he with the Lord now, all that kind of stuff. And you know the language, and you know how fake it cringy it sounds. Jesse Jackson was a demon. And apparently, a lot of people don't know that. They do that. You don't leave him or you don't know. Okay. So this is why I say do your homework. The information's out there. The ones who cry, they're part of it. All this stuff you see going on with these demons who the world wants to be rid of, you got a lot of Negroes in on it too. They want to be them. And we keep trying to act like, nah, they just want to wear their shoes. No. These people who are put in front of you for you to worship, they're demons. And once you start following them, your ass is a demon too, aren't you? I want to share this clip with you. Everybody, everybody should have seen this. And just because you haven't and you don't know, that doesn't absolve you. This is information given to us early about the kind of people that you worship. Check out what this cat says.
And I looked from whence that bullet have had to come, the distance of that bullet, and just could feel the wind blowing that day. I said, whomever shot that rifle was one of the best in the world. He shot one bullet. And I believe that Dr. King hadn't moved to go back and get his top coat, the bullet would have hit him between the eyes. The bullet hit him right here. And but what happened, and then Ralph said, we'll go in and take him on to the hospital. Jose, you get all the staff together. 3 of us saw it, Dr. King, after he was shot. 3 SLC executive staff members. Andy, Abernathy, and Jose Williams. Those are the 3 that saw that body. Now listen to that. So I got in the yard and I was about to lose my crew because I was thinking if I could take some molecules out there and make me some guns and kill me some white folks. And one man said, now be cool. You're doing the same thing you promised me you'll never do. And I started crying. And then I heard Jesse Jackson say, he told me, Jesse, take our people on to the mountaintop. And that didn't bother me, even though I know Jesse got nowhere near him. And then Jesse said, I held his head in my hand while he died. And that didn't get to me. And then Jesse said, look at my shirt. And I looked around, sure enough, and Jesse Jackson's shirt was drenched in blood. And I realized the only way Jesse could have gotten that blood was stoop down on that floor at the Lorraine Motel and rake that blood off that floor and put that blood on him. And I went crazy. I really tried to kill Jesse. They grabbed us and all that, but that hurt me so bad. The other thing was, when Abernathy came back, says, no need of prayer, no need of cry, no need of nothing. He is going, it's over. He's going to glory. And we called the meeting, the staff meeting, and Jesse claimed to have been ill. And Abernathy told him, Jesse, go ahead to the room and relax. Jesse had to have run like hell that room into that airport because he got out of Memphis to Chicago. All us feeling, everybody was still in the motel, cut the televisions on the next morning. That was Jesse Jackson in Chicago with that same bloody shirt on, telling that same lie. I've never respected Jesse since that moment. When they shot Dr. King, a black guy come running around that corner saying, he went that way, he went that way. James Earl Ray no more killed Dr. King and I killed him. And everybody knew it. He was Apache set up. And the guy said, went that way, went that way. I said, who went that way? He said, that man ran out that building and dropped the rifle on the sidewalk and jumped in a white Mustang, had a red Alabama tag and took off. Well, hell, I wasn't worried. That's no car in America look like a Mustang, but a Mustang, a white with red Alabama tag. Where's he going? The police have him like that. And I asked that rifle was left on that sidewalk. That was the rifle that James Earl Ray had purchased, but that was Dr. Bullet that killed Dr. King.
What's up? Now, all of y'all that's doing that, Martin Luther, all the people that think you know what you're talking about, stop talking because you're confusing the younger people. Now, see, y'all gonna don't talk. I can say whatever. No, you can't. If you don't know nothing, don't say nothing. Because those of you who have put this man up at, I implore everybody to go look up. This is the stuff you got to do. You just can't hear people speak and then try to repeat their words. You have to go out and do some digging yourself. Why? Because you're going to learn something that helps the group. What you call Black and African American now, they don't do that. They listen to what somebody else says and try to repeat it and don't have no background on what the people are saying. And then they go out there and fuck it up for everybody. Isn't that how it's done? Isn't that how your children are trained? If you don't know what you're talking about, Shut up and go learn. What I would suggest, this is just a suggestion, you don't have to do it. What I would suggest is go look up what it means to dip your hand in a dead man's blood and then wipe it on yourself. Because Jesse got that from somewhere. People do that all the time. Why would you wipe your hand in a dead man's blood and then wipe it on your shirt? That signifies that you're guilty. That signifies that you're complicit. This was the cat that died today, and you got more than half the Negroes giving them ups, don't you? This is so, that's just a little small tidbit of information that we follow and chase like a dog is chasing a bone, a ball. These are the people we follow. These are the people we give ups. Shed tears. Shed more tears than shed for those kids who's been abducted by Epstein. These are the people African American and blacks follow, cry for. What does that act that he did when King was shot, what does that do to younger generations coming up? What does it teach them? Since he did so great thing, one person gonna say, I remember when he came with I am somebody. He didn't come up with nothing. He didn't come up with the term African American. This is what I said mean. You gotta go look for yourself. You gotta go find it. Don't go do no research that somebody else did. Don't you go learn. You think about it. How are things done? Why are they done? Why? You gotta ask those questions. That's the only way it's gonna get done. I don't care what it is. You go look it up. You're gonna learn something different from everybody else. What does that act that Jesse did? What did it do? What that act do? That was what? What King been dead about what 60 years? What did that act do for the so-called black man? Doesn't matter if you know he didn't do it or not. What did that do? How do all the higher ups act? Don't it sound like they'd do something like that? Doesn't that sound like some boule work? Some of the higher echelon Negroes being demonic? Don't that sound just like them? When all these names fall out, these files y'all talking about, don't be like my Oprah was great. But she's a demon. And you better start recognizing it. You better start observing it. You better start calling it out, or these people will eat you alive. Literally. I don't want to talk about it. What? You've seen what that's been doing. So when you're not talking about it, you're not saying nothing. You're not warning these kids about it. The kids aren't hearing you say it. So when they get 16 and 17, well, I heard my uncle talk about that years ago. I heard this guy talk about it. I saw that girl's podcast and she was talking about the same thing. This cat lived in luxury his whole life. thanks to you. Now that was in the 1960s when that happened. What he did in the 70s, 80s, 90s was just an extension with that. He carried that same demonic energy with him, spreading it to whoever would take a bite. You seen that video of that sister? He was in some Chicago thing, and he tried to get her to come up to a room. She's making videos of it now. Very interesting. If you see it, it's gonna trip you out. This is the kind of cat, and he was one of those Greek freaks. Don't forget. See, we'll take an organization that came after your people had established their homelands here. We'll follow them, won't we? Won't we? Isn't that what we do? Isn't that what we do? So this is the cat that everybody's whining on, snotting over. And this is how bad luck always follows us because we always follow dumb shit like that. Always. But I implore you to go look at some of the posts and stuff about this cat dying. You will feel what the people feel about it. What all these people are saying, RIP, we love you, Jet, all that. You're gonna tell that's fake. This was the cat who took your vision away from your homeland. What you could learn from. That's another one of the cool things about America. It's a cold teacher. It tells you how to be like the people were when these people got here. Black people don't do that. They do what they've been trained to do. The people who were here when these foreigner came, they didn't view themselves as black. They had names for themselves. They were people who referred to themselves by what they did. The black person takes a name that somebody else gave them. They didn't name us, somebody else gave them. And that's all they call themselves. If you don't call them that, some furniture is going to be moved. He's one of the cats that got you there. All ministers, all that, all these cats that's been taught in these universities and colleges. And if you've been, you know. So don't try to be like, I went to Yale and demons. And those of you who call your black, who check out black history, that history would tell you. But you want to keep worshiping and begging and want to be with them. That's not going to be a good look for your children or you. So, and remember, Jesse Jackson, he doesn't act alone. There's thousands. Remember, I told you they're in those fraternities. See, when you get in those fraternities, the first thing you're going to do is drop who you are and become what they say you are. Amen. Ain't that how it works? You start paying more attention to what birthed you, then try to pretend like that's not what you do. It's exactly what you do. Wasn't Jesse one of them? Steve Coakley talks about it all the time. the Negroes who want to be with them. Most are like that. Anything they put out, if they come out with a new sock, the Negro has to have it, right? Gotta have it. A purse. What was Lisa saying the other night? Those purses ain't worth nothing. I, I didn't believe that people were paying $5,000 for a purse. I had to be convinced that they were and didn't have $5 to put in it. That's what Blacks and African Americans do. See, I'm just saying it. Remember, you think it, you say it, you do it. There's an order of things in life. You inhale and you exhale. You don't inhale and then inhale again. That type of logic, that type of thinking is what so-called Blacks and African Americans do. Always going against the natural order. Don't even know the natural order. Don't care. It's a slapping contest coming on tonight. Huh? Seriously, when you talk to these people, listen to them. They talk about absolutely nothing, only what somebody else said. So that's what I want to share, that Jesse Jackson piece. And this is a lot of people not only follow him, but everybody. If they're on TV, the Negro follows. Won't follow himself, his mama, his daddy, his uncle, one of his aunts that probably put him up on game. Whatever boss tell you to do, that's what the Negro does. Anybody, anybody that can come up here and explain how that's not the case, you're very welcome. You can come up, please. I mean, don't make it no 5-minute rant. Just explain it, and we'll let the audience decide if what you're saying is true. Explain it simply. You won't be cut off. You'll be allowed to express yourself with the knowledge you have that you can share with us so we can go further with that. Not just no dumb shit that you heard. Explain it like I was a 3-year-old kid. We do all this stuff, and it is basically devil stuff. Seriously, and when I mean demon, this is what I mean. I don't mean that like devil, like they in the Bible, how they explain it. I mean stuff, just doing evil shit. Just doing evil shit. Dumb shit, stuff that don't make no sense. You just do it because you do it. Now is the time for the Americans. Remember, the definition of American is not America. These are the word spells they put on you. The pronunciation is American. American. They just changed it, and they changed the whole feeling. The word maker, they tell you in their dictionary. It used to be called that, but now it's called this for the Europeans coming over. Tells you in the dictionary. I'm sure you read that. No, because what you call Black and African American, most can't read. It's not that they don't read, they can't read. Most, I would say 80, 90% can't read. Never even tried. But will get up in front And I just don't mean read letters. They can't read the room. But come in front of your children and tell them, why do you think all these universities, why do you think all these churches, all these major organizations, they're into that Epstein stuff? And they've been telling you for the past 40 years. You don't talk about it because you're complicit in it. The people who they have telling you over the radio, urban radio, are you serious? What quicker way to become retarded than listening to that? Millions of viewers or listeners. When you get up in the morning and wherever you're going and you have urban radio on, you are being made dumb on purpose. I haven't listened to the radio in over 40 years, and I'm sure it's some of the dumbest stuff you'll ever hear. In the morning, when your brain is just getting acclimated to where you are, it's there to confuse you. If anybody says it doesn't do that, please come and explain. Those people who are put in those positions to come across the ways to screw your mind up, those are the gatekeepers. I'm sure you know that by now. You got to know that by now. Those are the people that are invited to Jesse Jackson's parties, aren't they? You don't want to keep going this way. You keep going this way, what you're about to see happen to all these people, you're eventually going to be in that line because you are a part of it. Remember, when you say you in it but not of it, and you are of it, you're going to go walk down the same path that the people who taught you how to do it, you're going to get what they get. And before the hammer drops on them, one of the things they're going to do is make sure that you get thrown out. We have a visitor coming up, Wiggy IRL. Welcome to the
Hey, what's
stage.
up, man?
What's
Yo,
that?
God bless, like Jesse Jackson.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You know, you know, if you went to another country, okay, let's take this example. This is what I mean. This is how simple it is. And this is what I mean about people. You know what they're called? What are those things in the video games that just be in the back waving their hands? What do they call them? They're not people. They're just there to make it look like it's people. What? We have a lot of that. Remember Patrice Lumumba? If you don't know about Patrice Lumumba, check him out. He's one of those used to be the prime minister of the Congo in Africa, and cool cat. Everybody would love him. This was the time of the so-called, when the British government, the French government were giving Africa control of their own, that colonialism dropped. It wasn't colonialism. It was just bullshit. And this brother caught on to it big time. So they had the Independence Day for the Congo, where the Congo was taking over their government and being, the British or whoever was over there was being kicked out. The Belgians, it was the Belgians. The ceremony they had for that, Patrice Lumumba gave a kick-ass speech saying, dude, you guys have fucked our country up. Get the fuck out. It was on those type of lines. The military kidnapped Patrice Lumumba and killed him so the Belgians could continue doing what they were doing. I just have a question for the audience. Simple question. Do you think the people of the Congo would give big ups to the military government that killed a man that was trying to get independence so that the people could use their thoughts, ideas, know-how, ingenuity to build up their country? Do you think they would give the military big ups and pats on the back and say, yay, you did a good job? No, they wouldn't. So, Wiggy, whatever you are, whatever, this is for you. Dude, we not on that dumb shit. Take that shit over to your side and talk to your people about it. Because that dumb shit, we don't do that here. Don't care if you don't know, you should know. Stop speaking because everybody, or not everybody, you have people out there who are worse off than you will take your words and run with it. Dude, you don't have to come here to do that. You don't have to come here to do that. So on this closing of this February 17th, everything that Jesse Jackson stood for is dead along with him. Bury that. Those thoughts, those ideas, those meanings, those hallelujah, all that bullshit. Bury that with them and supplant some fresh ideas, some new ideologies. Pick up some of the things that your people were about. Pick up some of the things that your people did so good that the world wanted to have what they have. Those are your folks. Jesse was trying to send you somewhere else so other people can get your shit. Amen? So let's stop being dumb. Don't know nothing. Huh? I didn't know that. Yeah. That's what the Einsteins, the Epsteins, and all these people who have set up this demonic world want you to be. And as long as you a happy-go Negro that wants to be like that, you're going to reap the rewards. I ain't with it. Like, you can be, you can do whatever you with your life. Jesse Jackson was one of the biggest haters of you in the world. And all those elites, what do you call the Negro elites? What are they called? I know Boule, but what are they really? By their actions, what they do. All so they can wear a tuxedo. Be a part of this. Just want to be a part of it. Keep watching them. Watch what happens. You guys have a good night. Peace.